Jesus.
Just hold. Don't move a muscle. Nope. You're perfect. You're beautiful.
This is just like the theater.
This is exactly the position you should be in. Hey everybody, Jazzy here. Welcome to another Don't Starve Together guide. I'm here with my good friend Epi. How are you doing, Epi?
I'm doing good, other than like my back.
Okay, you can stand up now. I will allow it. I will relieve you. I will relieve you of the royal burden. I am here with Epi, who has shown me an amazing design for a semi-automatic bunny cooker. We got a scale chest here with a little bit of. I'm gonna grab this egg to aggro the bunnies. I'm gonna grab 2 pieces of charcoal. I'm gonna run around until they're all very angry at me, and I'm going to. Oh, we forgot to open the gate.
Oh, just run away.
Okay.
I'll open the gate.
Okay. Guys, this is good. Oh, this is going so well. This is going amazing. Ah! Yay!
Okay,
now
so
the door's open.
I should probably put the bait down. Should I do that?
Let me lure them all in here just to demonstrate.
Okay.
So yeah, you grab a tall bird egg or some other meat to just lure them all into this space, and then you lose their aggro. I'm just gonna run away, stick the egg back in. Epi is placing some bait in this little area and closing the door, while I run around and close their escape. And then we place a couple fuses. We're using charcoal for this example, and we light both of them.
I can do the honors.
Do it.
You do the flingo.
Yep, I will,
Okay.
and we'll see if I can
I
count
like
correctly.
this, and then run.
Then
run.
all the mini signs fire up. And I will turn the flingo on. It extinguishes all of the signs eventually. Did I do it good? Did we lose any?
Do it good.
We didn't do it. Yay! And the awesome thing about fire farms and DST is they don't burn the meat. So you can still hang this meat up for jerky, whatever you want to do with it, make your ham bats, or cook it up and use it in your crockpot recipes. But yeah, it's a nice way of just farming bunnies all at once, not having to worry about losing any carrots to, befriending bunnies and starting bunny wars. This is just the way to do it. So we are going to show you how to build it right now.
Yeah. And you have a battle spear, and I don't. You take mine.
Possibly.
This is not okay. Thank you.
I'm taking the carrots though. All right. First thing we're gonna do is make a 5x5 wide tile. So we're just gonna dig up all the turf. Yeah, this is the size that we used for our build, which accommodates 9 bunny hutches. You can make this larger, but on a DST server, especially a public server, it produces a considerable amount of lag. So you gotta watch out with the mini signs stacked on top of each other. Just be considerate when building this farm, especially on a shared server. Okay, now we gotta place down the tiles for where our bunny hutches are gonna go.
Okay.
So we need.
What kind of tile?
Let's do carpeted flooring. So 10 carpets, and then we want to put down the tile for the corridor where the oven will be. I'm just using marble flooring with wooden flooring for where the bait's gonna go, just to show where everything's gonna happen, where all the magic's gonna happen. And on these sides, we're gonna place an ice flingomatic on one side and a lightning rod on the other side.
You keep canceling my
Oh, I'm sorry.
actions.
I can.
here.
Okay, I'll take.
Stupid
Fine.
crowd.
I'll wear your helmet. Is that better? Oh, P.S. I took your helmet
Did you
while you
take my
weren't while
helmet
you were busy
too?
with the other farm. I'm sorry. I love the way it looks.
I will murder, and I will burn.
So now we can place. Oh yeah. So we got the lightning rod. We can place the flingo now, while we're placing the structures. So that way everything will be fireproof while you're building. Now the next thing you gotta do is place the rabbit hutches. And what we have been doing is placing them, we have geometric placement, so we just place them on the center of each tile, and then when we build the walls, we just make sure that there's buffer between the walls and the hutches so that they don't have potential for getting stuck in between those two structures. And we'll show you what we mean with the walls in a second. Yeah, and while you're building this, you're probably going to want to get rid of the bunnies because they're going to be kind of flouncing around aimlessly and get in the way of your placing things.
Well, you can build in daytime. We're in eternal dusk right
That's
now.
true.
So
They
they are very active. You can just build in the daytime, and just as long as you don't carry meat, they don't mind.
I'm leaving this space empty intentionally because you can place a spider den right there, and it's very easy to convert this to use this farm also as a silk and spider gland farm, because the bunnies will murder the spiders every evening for you if you don't feel like killing them.
You always want to make sure that your bunnies are alive whenever you have a spider nest in your bunny farm. Otherwise, the spiders will aggro on the walls and chew up all your walls.
Okay, so now we're going to put up the walls. I was using fencing for the back part just because you don't need to worry about it catching fire generally. So I'm gonna make the fences for that, and the front should be stone because there's gonna be a lot of fire involved with this farm, so it's much safer to use as much stone as possible. And when you're placing, assuming the turf you've used has a higher dominance than the turf surrounding, I would place it on the outside of the turf. So you see I got the carpet flooring right here. I'm gonna place it where right outside of the end of the carpeted flooring, and what that will do is leave 2 crosshair spaces in between the hutches and the walls. So that will prevent them from potentially getting stuck between hutches.
I really enjoy working with bunnies because they are adorable. They make the best sounds in the world.
Until
they hate you. Because suddenly you pick up a piece of meat and they hate you.
Okay, so what we're doing here for the corridor is we're actually building on the tile so that we can make the corridor a little bit smaller. It should be, yeah, four wall spaces wide is probably good.
Yeah.
And you were mentioning about the doubling up on the walls around here because the bunnies can sometimes glitch out.
Glitch through. Yeah, I usually make a double around this gate around here. I'm gonna put a gate here. You'll see.
Cool. All right, at this point, we can put down our barrier to the bait. Now, the bait's going to go on this wooden flooring tile, and between that, we want to put a barrier that cannot be destroyed. And this could be fossil fragments, it could be player skeletons, it could be boulders from antlion cave-ins, it could be statues. Statues actually sounds really pretty. Can we make statues?
We can make statues.
Yeah, let's make
we
statues.
tried it with skeletons. I don't think Jazzy is a big fan of skeletons, but I
just
risk it because it looks like someone was in here and everyone died.
Well, I tried to give you the red cast, but Wigfrid was not having it.
If you have a base with lots of people, you just get a row of your friends and everyone stand on this line.
Yeah.
And everyone just die at the same time. You'll have a perfect barrier.
Synchronized dying. Change of plans. We're actually going to place the mini signs first, and that is because the sculptures will kind of block our view of this area, which is important.
I met this guy called Ofir on one of the public servers, really great guy, and we figured out that mini signs, well, he figured out that mini signs are a great way to burn things, because usually the classic oven uses hay walls or planted grass tufts, but those things cannot be stacked as tightly as mini signs can. And even though a grass tuft will burn for much longer than a mini sign it can give you more burn ticks. So since you have so many ticks of burning, things die faster and you can shut the fire off much sooner. So that's why we're using mini signs.
And look at this. I can place tons of mini signs right on top of each other if I wanted to. And all of that burning damage just stacks over and over, so the bunnies die super fast when you burn all these mini signs at the same time. So what I'm doing right here, it's kind of beautiful in its own sick and twisted way, but we're gonna do 2 mini signs in each slot for now, and that's from what I've seen of this farm is more than enough to get these bunnies down in 5 seconds. I'm running this on a pretty beefy processor, and I still experience lag with just 2 on each spot. So yeah, I would err on the side of caution. You don't need this to work super fast, and these mini signs can get expensive when used in large numbers. And you're gonna need a lot of mini signs for this.
Yeah, around 50 to 70, I would say.
Cool. So now there's mini signs placed on all of these spots, 2 on each location. And now we're going to make these statues and stick them up, creating a row right across here that the bunnies will not be able to pass.
Yeah, I think 3 is enough.
Cool. And now we place the baits. either powder cake or any veggie. And you were saying carrots are generally easy to come by, especially when you've got a bunny farm. You will generally have lots of carrots on your hands, so you can just drop a carrot in this area. Would you like to do the honors? We'll just use powder cake for now. Powder cake.
I usually put a gate up. You don't need a gate here, but I put a gate up so nothing eats the bait.
Okay, at this point, the Bunnyman farm is all assembled and operational. So now all we have to do is wait for some bunnies to spawn. Oh, and we're also going to place a chest for our things right next to the flingo. Yeah, and over time, a lot of the bunnymen will discover the powder cake and go into the corridor on their own, but there's an easy way to quickly get them all into the corridor, and that is to grab a tall bird egg or any other piece of meat, aggro all of them, and have them follow you, lead them very peacefully into the area. And then you just lose their aggro. I will put the egg back in here, and then they will all be aggroed on the bait, at which point you can close this inner door.
Just be careful when you're holding meat, because if you're standing here, they will kill you.
They'll get you.
They bite you through the wall.
All right, now we need a couple of fuses, and we've been using charcoal.
You can use anything flammable, but charcoal burns for a decent amount of time for like an item that just sits on the ground.
And you were saying to get it as close to the wall as possible in the area where the bunnies are concentrated the most. One on each side. Awesome. Now we just light it. We put some cobble around the edges to make it easier to run around and light both sides simultaneously. And then... Whoa. I probably didn't turn it off on time. Did I do it? Oh, I guess I did.
We are good. We're good.
We're good. Awesome.
That was like on the edge of what?
Yeah, that was.
How long?
So how long should we be counting from the moment the sign starts smoldering?
8 seconds.
8 seconds, okay.
Like, to be
And then
safe,
turn on the
they
flingo.
burn for 10 seconds, but the flingo takes a moment to rev up.
Then you go in, you pick up your loot, and you wait until the next night to do it again. Now, Epi was showing me how, with a diagonal corridor, you can actually squeeze more mini signs into a smaller space because of the way the stone walls are aligned. Would you like to show us?
Yep, let's go this way. This is diagonal. And between each of these walls, there's like 2 diagonal spaces.
2 wall spaces.
Like 2 wall spaces. I don't know. I like the diagonal setup because it's easy to put the signs in all the little nooks.
Yeah, it seems like a lot more space for placing mini signs.
Yeah. You can either put this tunnel or oven on the outside of a farm or on the inside. Like in this setup, it would be on the inside.
So that about covers it for this rabbit farm. I will reiterate, though, that this is an extremely laggy farm when used in larger numbers. You can scale it up, but try to be considerate when building this on a public server. Just realize this is going to create a lot of lag and processing strain for everyone playing on the server. But yeah, that about covers it. Thank you so much, Epi, for showing me this awesome build, and hope you can all find it useful on your own servers and when playing on public servers with other players.
I hope you enjoy all your bunnyman meat and puffs.
All right, see you next time. Say bye, Wickfred.
Bye, Wickfred.